Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of the Hungry Bleak podcast. I am Antonio Pomares, and yes, you are getting all the adobo, all the sazon, all the sofrito on my name when I say it. I hope you're all having a really good day, great week, what have you. If it hasn't been good, I hope from this point on, it's really cool and it's really awesome. Uh, springtime, it's beautiful. Weather starting to warm up. The other day it was like 61. Today I was out this morning and it was beautiful. Um, I think it was like maybe 40 something, but it felt like it was 50s. It is beautiful, beautiful. No snow, no rain, beautiful sunshine. There was dew on the grass, which I love morning dew. I was up like it. I was out on a walk for like 7:30. Beautiful. Had my tea. It just felt so good, and I was like, "Yeah, this is nice. Nice headspace. Just beautiful. Spring is here, and I'm excited. Things are happening. I'm feeling very, very positive. My mother is feeling great with the warmer weather. She'll be able to go outside more and exercise and feel good, and that's awesome. Yeah, and she'll be able to do that, take walks, and I love taking morning walks. I love stretching my legs. It doesn't take very long because I'm only 5'4". Stupid joke, but whatever. It doesn't matter. And yeah, it just felt really good. So I'm like just I'm just feeling jazzed. So my pancake heads, are we gonna try and make that a thing? Sure, why not? Um, let's get into some reviews. Let's have some fun. I'm in a kind of a giddy mood, and you're gonna see from some of these picks that I have actually. So yeah, we'll go from there. And yeah, this is kind of a I've been doing all these interviews lately, and they're awesome. They're so much fun. But much like an anime, I felt like doing a filler episode. So this is a review episode. Yeah, I'm reviewing comics. I love reviewing comics. I love talking about them, talking about comics, and nobody's really talking about. But I felt like this was I don't know. I felt like more of a excuse me, folks. It felt like a I only slept like 3 hours last night. It felt like a filler episode, and I was like, yeah, Bleach filler episodes are much better than Dragon Ball Z filler episodes. It might be because I'm partial to Bleach as well. Obviously, you couldn't possibly tell by, the mugs that I have, or the T-shirts, or anything, or the fact that I love wearing skulls on my T-shirts. Anyway, so the first comic that we've got up is, excuse me, Damn Them All. This is out of Boom Studios. You already know I love Boom. This writer Simon Spurrier, I want to say. Art is by Charlie Adlard, and colorist is Sophie Dodgson, with assist by Shane Hannah Kui. Hope I'm pronouncing the last name properly. This was actually recommended by Demetrius of Anyone Comics when we did our off the shelf episode last month, which is awesome. Just did another off the shelf recording yesterday. So much fun. That was going to be releasing uh, in the middle of April. You know, my Wednesday specials. Thank you, Lois. Uh, are just so much fun. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So this is a really cool one. It's think of Hellblazer, John Constantine, mixed with a like the English like London gangster movies. That's what this is, and I absolutely loved it. Lead character is a is a woman who is in this family of magicians and exorcists and all this occult stuff. Yeah, I've only read one episode, one issue, but I need to get into it. I might just end up buying the trade because I think it's up to 4 or 5 issues right now, and I love it. It's just it's got that. I apologize, folks. My goodness, like I said, I only got a couple hours of sleep, but I needed to do an episode because every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I loved it. The art is also very dark and very Englishy when you see like the way that they're dressed and everything. I love that. I love London like English gangster movies. I love them so much more than the Italian like mafia movies. No, give me that. Give me layer cake, sexy beast. anything by Guy Ritchie, pretty much. On that front, yeah, I just really enjoyed this, and I love when someone recommends a book to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I check it out and I read it, and it's fun, awesome. I love that. Again, I apologize, folks. I like I said, da, 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 da. The next one is Plush. This is gonna be fun. So this is presented by Image Comics. By no, this is presented by Image Comics. By 12 Gauge Productions. So this is writer is Doug Wagner, artist is Daniel Hillard, colorist is Rico Renzi, and letterer is Ed Dukeshire. You might, if you remember this creative crew, they're the ones that did Plastic. So you already know that there's going to be a bit of a theme here. So we have the character of Devin. In the beginning, he's trying to figure out what he wants to do with his ex-fiance, who is pregnant by one of the deputies of his town. And the sheriff is her father. And the sheriff pretty much runs the town. And he's like, look, you got to marry my little girl. If you don't, I'm going to end up pinning crimes on you. And he's like, well, why do you want, he's like, I like you, but I like your family's influence more. So he tells him, look, I'm going to hold you in this cell. You got to do this. But let me back up a little bit. His friend Levi is like, look, man, she disrespected you. She's pregnant by this other guy. She never liked you. She doesn't care. Always thought she was worse for you, like the worst thing for you. Let's go to a party. He's like, oh, do I really? Yeah, but I've got this suit for you to wear. It was great because he's like, oh, I don't have a suit to wear. He's like, no, I got a suit for you to wear. Don't worry about it. They go to the party and he gives him a drink and he's like, hey, take this drink. It's gonna loosen you up, what have you. He roofies him. So Devin goes outside and throws up, getting it out of his body. While he's outside vomiting, he turns around and sees three people eating another person. And he's like, oh, well, this isn't what you think it is. It's not what it looks like. Well, yeah, it is. They're cannibals. Devin goes to run, ends up running into a deputy's car. Turns out it's the deputy that has impregnated his ex-fiance. So then cut to him being in this cell, and he's trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I either marry this girl who I don't like, who I'm not going to be happy with, and just be dreary for the rest of my life, or I end up just dying in prison. And as he's contemplating this, one of the people that he saw in the alley is actually at the window chomping. Oh, I knew there was one more thing I forgot. Jeez, sorry. The party that Levi takes Devin to is a party for furries. And the suit that he had in his closet for Devin was a furry suit. So if you don't know what a furry is, go look it up on Google. I like this. I love this creative team. I absolutely loved Plastic, so I'm really intrigued by what they're gonna bring with Plush. Um, I love the stories where one of the central themes in a way, and it's played in such a wonderful way, is some type of kink or fetish. In Plastic, it was a blow up doll, not like a real doll, not like the more high tech ones as far as the polymers and plastics and everything that we have now for dolls. No, blow up doll, like you blow them up, plastic, vinyl, everything that. Where this one goes more into furries. I love the idea of this. I think it's great, and you want to know first off, what the hell is he going to do? How's he going to get out of that cell? And why were they just eating? Is it like a ritual thing? Is it just something that they do? Do they just go to furry parties and do this? I'm really curious about what the hell this is. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So this is Plush from Image. Like I said, from Image Comics, but It's by 12 Gauge Productions. The next one is Tower. This is really awesome. I love the concept of this. So, this young woman wakes up in like this room, almost feels like a cell. She's wearing like this kind of like leotard suit. Oh, excuse me. This is from A Wave Blue World. This has been written by Cameron Johnson and Kelsey Barnard. Artist is Chris Cross. Colorist is Andrew Dollhouse. Yeah, so she wakes up in this room. She's got like this, kind of like a sports leotard on, and all of a sudden, this this recording goes off, and you see like a hologram, and it says, "Look, you have to pick a weapon. It's your default weapon. If you don't pick anything, that's it." She doesn't pick anything, and then the room opens up. She goes out, and it's like all hell breaking loose. Turns out she's in kind of like a real life video game where, you know how in games sometimes you have to pick a weapon, and that's your default weapon or your beginning weapon, and then you get weapons as you go along. That's kind of what this is. There are other people that are here too. She comes out of a room. She ends up getting knocked down by one of the people who's running from someone else. There's a fight. She turns. She gets hit by a shuriken star in her arm from another player, and it feels almost like kind of like a battle royale, Hunger Games kind of Tron kind of a feel. But it turns out you can actually team up and go at it. You'll even see like a person's health bar will be on their like this armband that they're wearing. But if you team up, you can actually sync together, and the suit that you're wearing, which is white and black, will actually turn a different color. So you'll be seen as a team. Thought this was a really great idea. I didn't even realize issue 2 had came out. I was just happened to look at it today, and I saw issue 2 came out, so I bought it, and then I subscribed to it digitally. I think this is a great idea. I love the idea of this. Comic is so fast-paced action, and I'm wondering what's going to happen. Towards the end of the comic, there's a character that feels like it could be a mini boss or like an end stage level boss. Again, I love that concept. It's fast-paced action with a very intriguing story of what is this? How did they get there? Why are they there? That'll be unfolded. I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing or like a limited series. Either way, I'm for it. I'm down for it. I love it. Yeah, that is Tower by a Wave Blue World, which is awesome. So it's Friday, so we got to do our Flashback Friday pick, and this one is Astonisher. This Astonisher. This is from Catalyst Prime, Lionforge Comics. If you knew a few years ago, there was a big thing, Catalyst Prime, which was awesome. I think I have each in print, each of the comics, their first arc, I want to say, or first season, as they would say now. As far as Noble, which was my favorite one, I have the first 2 arcs. Excuse me. As well as the trades too. It's just really awesome stuff. Damn, it was just really great. So this is writer is Alex DeCampi, artist is Pop Man. Hope I'm saying the name properly. Letterer and World's Tom Napoleano. A colorist is I'm sorry. Colorist is Jessica Colleen. Apologize for butchering your name. Yeah, so this is the story of the thing with Catalyst Prime is it was a shared universe of superheroes and characters. And there's this thing called the event. And what happens is this huge meteor was heading towards Earth. These astronauts were sent into space to destroy it, but there was a huge issue, and it didn't happen. One of the astronauts actually was presumed dead. But he was not. He was got amnesia, but gained these incredible powers. And a lot of people from this event gained incredible powers. One of the characters, Magnus, who's this kind of playboy. You could think of him as a Stark, like Tony Stark-esque kind of character. Got powers because of some of these the shards from this meteor are embedded in him, and what he's able to do is he's able to actually go into your mind and fight your traumas. Like your traumas will present as these huge monsters, and he fights them. This was a I they went in a certain direction with this comic. I think maybe issue 1 or issue 2 where they went into it and they kind of skirted sexual assault. There was someone in a subway, I believe, and when Magnus went to ask her if she was okay, what have you, started feeling like it was heavily hinted at that she was sexually assaulted. I believe her clothes were disheveled, kind of torn. She was holding a shoulder, like her shirt on her shoulder, um, and just the way she was speaking, everything. I thought they were going to go on that route because that would have been a truly interesting thing to do in a comic, to not just traumas as far as PTSD or maybe survivor's guilt, veterans, abuse, but going into sexual assault or possibly sexual abuse. I thought that was a really interesting way to go into it, and even just to hint at it. I don't know if they went into it more, honestly, because at a certain point I stopped reading the Catalyst stuff because it kind of veered off, but they were still very strong titles. Um, so this is the story of him trying to become a better person, but still being a total mess. He's a total mess, but he's fighting these traumas in people's heads. So it's a mess fighting other messes. It's kind of weird, kind of fun, kind of cool. But this one was just really cool because of that fact of him going into the minds of people and doing that. Meanwhile, he's trying to figure out his own mess ups and trying to become a better person and trying to become Astonisher, which is just a weird superhero name too, but it kind of fit in this world because honestly, if you're a superhero, if you were in this world and you're a really superhero, any name you pick is going to be weird because you're a superhero, and this is a world without superheroes. Supposedly, I should say. I don't know because you never know. There could be anything going on, what have you. So this was just a really cool one. Anything Catalyst brought. My favorite was Noble, but there was also Excel, which was about a speedster. There was Summit. Summit was really cool too. Kano or Kano, I think it said Kano. Or no, Kino. Excuse me, Kino. Kino was all right, but Noble was the one that was really cool. Astonisher had a really great premise. Uh, Excel was just awesome because of a speedster, and Summit was really, yeah, Summit was like some really deep stuff too. I really enjoyed Summit. Summit was really great about someone who really didn't want to be a superhero, but it's just there. Catalyst Prime was a really cool thing. It was a reboot from years ago. I remember actually I still have some of the original issues on my Amazon, the digitals, and it was just a really cool thing that they tried to go back and do, and it succeeded until it didn't, and it kind of floundered. Then, unfortunately, but I definitely recommend going back and reading these series because they were really really good. I just don't know what happened at a certain point. It kind of just everything kind of just kind of fell flat. That's the only way that I can recommend it truthfully. So yeah. So, but I don't want you to feel flat because it's Friday. So let's do a wellness check Friday. How are you doing? I want to make sure that you're doing okay. I want to make sure that you're drinking water, that you're trying to get some sunlight since spring is here. You're taking your vitamins, you're taking your meds, whether it's for a physical or mental or emotional ailment. Look, I'm not trying to please you. I just want you to feel better. I want you to be the best you that you can be. So as I've been doing with this, um, each of these weeks I've been trying to come at you with a one check Friday. I haven't done it in a bit of a while because I've had the guests, but I've been asking them questions about their mental health and what they do, little tips that they do to stay grounded, to stay healthy mentally and emotionally. So for me, I'm going to say mine is I stopped being driven by my trauma. What that means is I'm 45. And a lot of my life has been stuff that has been traumatic to me, whether it's been my childhood, whether it's been dating, whether it's been relationships. A lot of it has been traumatic, unfortunately. And to a certain extent, a lot of it has made me kind of made me kind of sullen, angry, major trust issues, insecurities, things like that. So I have those issues, and those insecurities and that anger and that need to be better and that need to prove myself has driven me to do a lot of things, and it's pushed me to be this, to be that. But even if I get a bit of success, I never enjoy it because I always feel like I need to do more, I need to do better, I need to be this and this and this, blah 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 blah. And I never just go, yeah, yeah, I did that. I do it out of spite sometimes. Sometimes I do it to be petty, to spite somebody, to be like, I can do this better than you. I know I can. And that's not healthy. It's not. Because you can have all the success in the world and you're not healthy. You're just going through the motions and you're just a broken person. And it's not cool. It's not right. It's you eat up everything that you are inside. So I made this conscious decision of I'm not going to do that. I want to be driven by what I love and what I want to do and positivity and the passion and that. So I started doing that more with everything that I do, especially with this, especially with the podcast, because there have been episodes that I've done because I wanted to do it. I needed to do it. I needed to put something out there. I needed to do this because they weren't doing this and they weren't doing that. Instead of me going, damn, I'm having a lot of fun. I like doing this. Yes, I do want this to be more. I want this to be more of everything. And I want to be something more and bigger and expand. And I'm working on that. But I want to be happy with it. I want to have fun. I want to laugh. I want to enjoy myself. I want to. You see me smiling more this year doing the show than I did last year, or probably even the year before that. I want my mother to see me genuinely being happy, and whether it's professionally, emotionally, or romantic wise, um, I want her to see me happy. I want her to see her son truly happy and beaming and glowing, and not just, hey, I did all this, and being angry and just this pit of just like negativity in my gut. It's not healthy. It's not safe. It's not sane. It's a really horrible way to live. And uh, my insecurities really messed me up in October. October was a really, really, really bad month, and I was so close to not doing this anymore, giving up all geek stuff and everything, and between my insecurities and the trust issues, which I guess go hand in hand, really. I was just there, and I almost ruined a really, really great bond and link that I have with someone because of me just being that. And that's not good. It's not safe. It's not sane. And I was driving myself mad. Um, and it was a really bad time of what I was doing to myself. I had a sty every week, literally. They would switch eyes. I had a sty every week, no lies. Every week I had a sty. One week I just got so ill, and I was like, this is horrible. This is dreadful. So I decided, no, I want to be happy. I want to do so. I decided to throw those shackles off and work on that and enjoy it and be transparent and be sane and happy. And you're still gonna have good and bad days. Obviously, I'm a human being, but I don't let it hit me the way it was. Excuse me again, folks. I don't let it hit me the way it was, and I'm more happy with it. So yeah, don't be driven by your trauma. Don't let it push you to do everything. Don't let it be the only thing that you live by or live for. Don't. Your life is more important than that. Your life should be more enjoyed than that. Unless, you have some type of kink where your trauma is your thing and it gets you. And that's how you get off. I roll with it. But, I choose a different path. As Nemo said in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie. So, yeah, there you go. So I choose a different path. But speaking of, the traumas and everything, and I mean, even being in the hospital was something that had kind of pushed me. But I'm not there anymore. I'm past it, and I'm great. And being in Red Bank for that long kind of turned me on to a few things that made me happy. Speaking of Red Bank, that was a really forced segue. I'm gonna be honest with you folks, but yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. What's on my plate this week? There's a place in Red Bank which has been there for decades. It's a little place called Mr. Pizza Slice in Red Bank. Oh, God, I love this place. Used to go I think I remember going there a couple of times as a kid, but I was more recently started going as an adult. When I would go to Red Bank, I started going there after I was in hospital and everything. I started going there just to go because I hadn't been down and I missed it. I was born in Red Bank. I partly grew up in Red Bank. So why not go back there and kind of recharge yourself? And there's a marine park, big parks on the water because the hospital is actually on the water, and right next to the hospital is Marine Park. It's a beautiful area. And there's the downtown place, what have you, but this place has been there for decades. Mr. Pizza Slice. Obviously, they have pizza, as the name says, but they have burgers and incredible subs. They have a sub. The bread is fresh, and it's almost shaped like a half moon. It looks almost like a big empanada. It's maybe about the size of my forearm, if you can see my forearm. Okay, if you're looking at the video, and it's the subs are incredible. Shredded lettuce, incredible turkey, and their French fries. Their French fries aren't like usual French fries, like julienne French fries or crinkle cut French fries. They take a potato and they thick slice it, and then they fry it, so it looks like thick potato chips. So it literally is chips. If I have any viewers or listeners over in London or England, I don't think I do because I checked the demographics. I don't think I do, but yeah, and they're incredible. When my mother was in the hospital, I would go there often because they're open late. They're inexpensive, but the food is incredibly good. And it's just, that was one of my centering places. I would go there and eat and do that and chill, and it was awesome. And this place has been around for decades, and I hope they're around for decades more. I'm so happy that they survived the pandemic because what I did a few times was I would eat there, or I would take the food when it was nice and everything. I would take the food and I would go over by the marine park. There's a place where you can actually sit and watch the water. There's a place where you can actually sit in front of the boats because there's boats in there because it's a marina. You sit, watch the boats there, and I would just sit there and I would read. I would either have something in print or I would have my tablet and I would read. After I would leave my mother's hospital room or before I would go and see her. And it was just incredible. And I loved it. And that was a centering place for me. And I would love the fact I would love the fact, doesn't make sense. I would love to be able to take someone there, a significant other, and go there and eat, and then go to the marina and sit and just watch the water and the waves and everything there with someone. It's just a really beautiful thing, and I love the experience of that. And Mr. Pizza Slice, the food is incredible. Like I said, the sub is what I get all the time because I love subs, and it's not your usual like hoagie type of sub. Thick bread, like the shredded tomato, is shredded lettuce. The tomato, I want to say, it's like kind of like a Miracle Whip kind of a feel to it. It got a little bit of a tang to it, which is great with the turkey. Miracle Whip is great on turkey and on burgers, by the way. Great on burgers. Doesn't get enough respect for that. People scoff at the Miracle Whip. Not I. I will not be scoffing at Miracle Whip. There will be no Miracle Whip scoffing. And we all love a good whipping sometimes. That came out wrong and yet correct at the same time. Wow, it's not even October yet. I can't wait till October and to just enjoy National Kink Month. So yes, if you by chance are in New Jersey, specifically Monmouth County, and you want a place to go, Red Bank. It's also a town. It's also a town where you can go to downtown. You can just walk around because they have like a lot of like boutique shops, and sometimes during the summertime and spring they'll actually cut the street off, so you can just walk around out there. It's beautiful. Go to Mr. Pizza Slice, and when you go there, tell them the Hungry Bleek sent you. They'll go, "Who's the Hungry Bleek?" And they'll go, this guy who talks about comics and food and podcasts, he recommended you and he said that, you guys are great. And they absolutely are. So go to them and enjoy it, because like I said, folks, yeah, it's yeah, I'm thinking about the sub now, because I want a sub, but yeah, I really want to go there to eat and actually get the sub, because their food is awesome, like I said. So folks, let's talk for a second about inspiration. The opportunity to see people doing what I wanted to do. I didn't see anybody like podcasting and doing anything like that, or talking about comics such like that. I didn't see this, what I want to do, out there, especially not anyone black. And I'm like, wow. And I think now doing this, I'm like, you know what? I would love if someone would to be inspired by me. And I think I have inspired a couple of people. And I'm kind of awestruck by that. It's pretty cool. But if you're in these spaces, try to inspire the next generation. Share your work and share the work of others. And again, people that you're not profiting from in any way, shape, or form, whether it's monetarily or sexually, because let's be real, I've talked about support before. But share it. Let the next generation or the next generation get inspired by them. Because you want that. You want to build these foundations so that we can keep doing this and keep putting all these incredible people out there. We need more people who are talking about what's going on out there in geek community, specifically black. I'm gonna be real, because Afro-Latino. Afro-Latina, excuse me. And it's beautiful to do. I just gasp at seeing all the people doing these things that if I had seen them doing that when I was a kid, I would have lost my mind. I was like, that's what I want to do. And I didn't see it. So be the inspiration. Okay? If you see someone out there and you're like, damn, they're doing some really cool stuff, share it. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Do it. It literally makes a difference. It really does, folks. It really does. And I want to do that. I want to inspire. I want someone to see me and go, hey, I want to do that. And not just young boys, but I want girls. I want a non-binary, gender fluid. I want to cross all sexual identities, across all sexualities, the whole spectrum of everything. I want that because it's important. I want everyone, because comics and geekdom and everything, geek culture for everyone. And it's important. So inspire the next generation. Do the thing. Some people teach and they go to schools and they'll teach, or they do seminars and speaking. That's great. And I think that's really important. It really, really, truly is. All right, but what do I know? That's just my bleak perspective. Something about drinking almond milk out of a Fire Force mug, wearing a purple tee with a white skull on it. Thank you, Vault. So on that note, folks, I'm going to get out of here because it is Wednesday as I'm recording this, and my comic shop has been open for almost an hour. I want to go over there and pick up a couple of things, and I want you to do the same. But what else I want you to pick up is yourself. Go out there, have some fun, do the best you can. Eat, drink, be merry, and tell the people that you care about them. Because time is quick. Time goes by quick. Let them know, okay? It's important. Do the damn thing. Folks, I am Antonio Pomares. This has been the Hungry Bleak Podcast. Do I have to keep telling y'all? Every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a new episode of the Hungry Bleek podcast. Whether it is going to be a guest, whether it's going to be a panel, whether it's going to be myself. Look, this week is myself. Last week, I had the Destiny 2 panel for Lightfall. Before that, I had guests. There's always going to be something here. I can guarantee you, folks. All right? This week's going to be a busy week for me. I got a few interviews that I'm lining up so I can bring you more of this. And if you feel like helping, please, if you do, you can hit my PayPal. It is the Hungry Bleek. You can also tip on Spotify if you like. You can tip there. I'm more than thank you very much for doing that. Through Anchor, thank you very much for that. If you want to tip and let me know that you appreciate it. As always, I will take the tips. Please, thank you. It will help me keep the lights on for the show, literally. Also, if you don't have the funds, I totally understand. Look, like, subscribe, share, comment, tell people, let them know that I'm here. YouTube, Twitch, wherever podcasts are available. I'm just trying to do the damn thing. And there's more coming up, folks. Oh, got some fun stuff coming up. Definitely some fun stuff coming up, all right? So y'all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of it. And remember, do the best you can with what you got, because in the end, that's all that you get. And thank you to everyone who has supported me out there, okay? Special shout out to MShyS Awesome. Special shout out to the Brown Girl from the Brown Girl Experience. My voice cracked. That means I'm going through puberty again, which means I gotta go. Y'all have a good one. As always, ending the episode with a little shoulder